Welcome back programmers, Spidey is back with one another video. So in previous video we have seen about a scraper API tutorial, then bird species identification, then we have already created one our own Python package and we have just deployed it to pipit.org. So now in this video we are going to learn about how you can make a Streamlit web application which is real-time interactive application. So this is the application I have deployed it into Heroku. So I will give you the stretch by just from the scratch information how you can make the simple face detection application using Streamlit, and later on I will create a one separate video how you can deploy the Streamlit web application into Heroku. Right. So before starting the video, I just want to tell you that if you have not subscribed our Machine Learning Hub YouTube channel, then subscribe to our YouTube channel. You will get a lots of ready-made tutorials with code. Yeah, you will get explanation. You will get support from me. If you have any error or if you have any freelancing where you can do just simple email me. Email is already given into my channel info, so you can get data from there. So just subscribe our Machine Learning Hub channel. So before wasting your time, let's start the work. So face detection is already very popular, very demanding thing in market, right? And this is the only project, and this is the only reason why Python is very becoming very popular in this our India, right? So actually, what happened in 2018, 2019 when face detection this when this kind of the terminology and this technology is becoming more popular, and that's why the people are very just deep diving into Python. They just found Python is very interesting because you can do face detection in less than 20 lines into a Python, but the same thing you are doing with any other language, then you need to have a lots of code, but Python is very easy. And even in 2018 when I have just started the Python, and this was my first project at a learning purpose, like yeah, I need to do face detection and then emotion recognition. So I have done this in 2018, end of the 2018, you can say. At that time I was doing my diploma last year. So that's how. So face detection is not that much like rocket science thing, right? But implementing into web application, it is a real task. So let's see, this application is deployed onto Heroku. The local application is replica of this, it is same as it. So that's how our application will look. So just currently I'm just giving you the demo how it is working. So these all are things that are done by Streamlit. Now if you are going to make a same kind of the application, then what you need to have option like Flask and Django, but it will take a much more time and complexity to build this kind of application using that framework. But Streamlit is very good if you are doing the if you are creating this kind of the application. So let's see. I'm going to upload a very simple image current for now. Okay, now you can see this is the real image. This is the, you can see face, even it can detect the count of the people. So phase 1, phase 2 and phase 3, because you can see there is sticker kind of the logo in here, so that's why it is detecting 3%. So logically it is not right, but you can see the programmically it is correct because there is a phase is already here. Now we have set scale factor value and set scale mean neighbors value. So if you don't know this, and then I will later explain it to you. But for that, we need to have the number of the images, like number of the faces. You can see in this image there are lots of faces available. You can see now. If you want a perfect accuracy, then you need to increase this bar. Perfect accuracy means what? You will get a less number of the face detected, because see this image quality is not good, that much good. Okay, so if you are if you can adjust this scale factor via this. If you set it to lower, then it will try to detect a maximum number of the people, right? Now even I am going to load down this, and you will get result here. Almost every people is detected, only this person is remaining. I hope, I think it is not, it will not detect, it will be not detected. Now you can see now it is overfitted. So putting it to is right, so this person is ignored. So that's how you can play with your result. Even you can download your result also, just you need to click on download image, and let's see how it is looking. So we have downloaded this image from the internet, means from the Heroku application. It is not in local. So how I managed to download these all the things. Now I have one another option is webcam, but in Streamlit webcam part is not working into network side. It is working. Working fine into local, but it is not working here. So I will see it. I will show it in local. When you can see it's have the counting facility also. You like 15 people, right? Now see it into local. Just let me run it. Okay. I just mistakenly written wrong file name. It is app.py. Okay. In Streamlit, you will get a two URL here. One is for the network URL, right? Means if you are connected with your Wi-Fi and there are already 5 devices available like mobile device or many other laptops, so you just need to share this URL so even they can test your application. So it means this application will be run on network also. Uh, so let's see now the same application is running on the network. You can see there is no not that much different, but here only the thing is webcam is running. You just need to select your device and it will show you the device. You need to just start the camera. It will take a time to get the frame, but here I have noticed the frame quality is very kind of the disgusting, very kind of. Okay, I think it is even accessing my mic also. So I'm not going to play this once again, otherwise we will get a note. So let's we have seen the result is right. Now we need to see how we can do the same thing. So first of all, if you don't know how face detection is working, then we are understanding how we are doing face detection. So we are currently using the Haar cascading technique. So we will read Haar cascade, which is already available in the OpenCV. So Haar cascade frontal face default, the file which we are using. So you just need to define the Haar cascade classifier here, right? Okay. Then what we need to do here is face detect. I have created one function and the name is image. I is equal to 0. Just for the counter purpose, we are just initializing I is equal to 0. And then image is equal to cv2.im read. So I'm reading the image with cv2. Then I'm converting this image into gray. After that, I'm feeding this image into face cascade dot detect multiscale, so it can detect a multiple person. So now I'm initializing this gray image here. Then we are initializing the factor, scale factor and minimum neighbors value. So this is the standard value 1.3 and 5. So you will get a better result. But at the web application with this scroll bars, means with this slider, we are just initializing. We are just changing this value, and we can get a better result according to the image, right? Now people found it basis length, so it will give you the number of the how many people are available into our camera, means in our frame. Now we need to set the rectangle on each and every faces, right? So we need to initialize the loop here for x y, means width, height, right? X y, width and height into these faces, right? So into faces we are applying the for loop, and into for loop we will apply the counter also. So I is equal to I plus 1, so it will count the people because we have initialized 0. I is equal to 0, right? I am putting the rectangle, first rectangle. After that, on the we are applying this same rectangle here, but we just want to know, means we just want to fill the filled rectangle, right? So if you want to apply the filled rectangle, just you need to write -1 here, and y is y minus 40. So it will be available on the top of the rectangle like this. You can see this is the filled rectangle. You can see that's how it is looking. So it will look very good, and you just need to put the label like f. then days and counter. So I will be your counter. So it will just go through the loop, like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. How many there are? If 5 phases detected, then it will create a 5 rectangles and it will put the 5 labels there. So this is the simple. Now we are going to understand the app. So just I have explained the how our face detection code is working. Now we need to see the app. So we need to import the in this main code we need to import the Streamlit, NumPy, Streamlit WebRTC. This is the module which is useful to stream the video, means capture the webcam into Streamlit application. Then base 64 and bytes IO for downloading the image, and PIL to just play with the images, right? So I will explain this video transformer code later. Face detection, now I will explain this function also later, right? Now face detection we already have understand it, right? So now what this will return, so it will return three things here, right, in this function: resize image, number of the counter like I, and original image. Okay, so I will later it explain how, means why we are returning three things here, right? So now create one function def run st.title, just face detection using OpenCV Python. Now activities, so on the left panel you can see activity like image and webcam. So just I have initialized one list here, and I have just created one sidebar and mark down choose input source, so it is written here, right? Now I need to initialize the sidebar selection box, right? So if user want to upload the image or they want to access the webcam, so I have given the option here. After that I just printed link developed by Spidey20. So it will if you are going to click this, it will redirect me to my GitHub URL. You can say this is my GitHub URL, right? If choice is equal to image, if the user is going to choose the image, then it should be marked down here, right? Face detection is done using HAR Cascade and OpenCV, right? So this is the markdown which I have put it here. Face detection using OpenCV, which is already put by here. Here it is title, right? So now we need to initialize the one upload button here. So already upload button functionality is there. This all thing you will get into Streamlit. What you need to do is image file is equal to st.file uploader. So file uploader is initialized here. Choose an image and type is equal to jpg, jpeg, jfig, png. So all the extension I have given. If image file is not none, so not none means what? If user is selecting any image and it will be uploaded, right? So if user going to upload the image, then what we will do, image is equal to np.array. So indirectly we are reading the image, right? Even we can use the cv2.imread also. We are doing indirectly with PIL. After that, for the displaying, we are initializing particular size for this image, because we need to display the image here, right? So we are width and height is equal to 350, right? Now we need to initialize the beta column here, st.beta column 2. So you can see this image is in already column like 1 and 2. One is for original image, second one is for the result, right? So place, it is stored in this placeholder variable, right? So placeholder of 0 is equal to dot image. So it will initialize the image like placeholder 0 dot image. In this image we are initializing our image 1. Image 1 is what? This is our image which is resize image, right? So we are just placing this image 1 here. Now we need to define the markdown here, right? Increase and decrease it to get a better accuracy. So just what we are doing, st.markdown, we are just initialize the markdown here. Now st.slider is useful to set the scale factor value. So set scale factor value, minimum value should be 1.1. You can see it is 1.1. Maximum value is 1.9. Step is equal to 0.10, and value set by default set value is 1.3, right? Step means what? It should be one jump between 1 point, like 1.2, 1.3, like that. The same thing I have copied below. I just made one change, minimum neighbors, and instead of the 1.1 I choose the 1. Instead of the 1.9, I chosen the y 1 sorry 9, and step is equal to 1. So what it will do, it will between like 1 to 9, and you can jump one step here. Now we need to make a function call here, right? So fd count. So as I said, it will return face detection count in original image, right? So we need to pass the values also like face detection. Just we need to call the function which is called face detect image. We are feeding the original image, right? Image one is reset just for the displaying it into our Streamlit web application, but this one is our original image. Because see, after resizing you will get a not perfect result. Like if I am uploading the HD image, if I am resizing into 350, then I am feeding it into my face detection code, then it will not gonna work. So we need to feed the original image, so that's why I feeded original image. Now scale factor and minimum neighbors here. So I have just defined scale factor value and minimum neighbor values here, right? We can see our parameters image, scale factor and minimum neighbor value, so we have defined that here, right? After that, face detection means result image will be stored in this fd variable, number of the people will be stored in this count variable, right? So if count is equal to 0, then no people found. If the no people will be no found, right? If you are uploading any image, then there is a no face detected, then it will give you the error. Like you can see this green bars, instead of that it will show you the red bar, and it will be one error like no people found, right? If count is not equal to 0, then st.success total number of people and count. So count it will be written by our function. Okay, so just now st.success and total number of people, we have initialized the count, right? Now we need to one more thing here, right? We need to fetch, means we need to put one download link here, so user can download this result image, right? So some of people, if you think like you can just use cv2.im, right? And otherwise there is another option which is called image.save, which is came from the pil, right? So but now we are using some different thing here. I will explain it to you, and I will give you the reason, because this is the most important thing to understand, right? So but what I am doing here, I have just created one another function, get image download link. So it will give you the one download link here, right? So if I am going to click this link, the result image will be downloaded to your machine. Even I tried this into my mobile also, and it is working fine. If I am uploading any image from my mobile device, it will do the face detection. Even I can download the original result image, right? So why I have created a function? So first of all, I need to initialize a buffer using bytes IO, right? Now we are currently using the same method for like img.save, but we are saving the buffer, right? So buffer means kind of the format. We just initialize the jpeg. Buffer means we just created bytes with using bytes IO, right? Now we need to encode b64 encode, right? And after the encoding the buffered value, we need to decode it, right? So just understand, if I am going to copy link address, and just a reason I'm just pasting here, so you can see this is the my whole image. It is not any url, it is full data of my image, right? So we are downloading the whole data, so that's why we are doing all this. So we need to get the data from the buffer. After that we need to encode it the buffer, and after that we are decoding it, and now my image string is stored here, right? After the storing this image string, we need to pass it through the link. So href is equal to this will be your markdown formula, like a href data file jpg. My result will be into jpg and base64. So I need to pass the image string here, which will be my url. Download is equal to user file name, like test.jpg, t1.jpg, and text is equal to what, this text download image, right? So I need to pass these three things into function call, right? So just I need to put the markdown here, st.markdown result. First of all I need to pass the image, right? So here I am passing the original image, right? So actually what we have done here, let me explain you with this function, right? So we have created means we have done face detection on this our original image, right? And now we are just further displaying it into our web application. What we are doing, we are resizing it. So we have two type of the image, which is one is a result image and one is a resize image. Result image is for the placing it into our web application, which is size is 350, right? And original image, the if I am uploading 1K resolution image, so face detection will be done on that, and my output will be 1K, but the same width and same height, right? So as I need to pass the same image to user if user are going to download. So that's why I created the two thing here. So this will be my original face detected image, right? So I need to get from it array. So image dot from here I am using, and I need to pass this here. Like I need to pass the result, which is my image, my image file dot name. If I am uploading the t1.jpg here, right? So if I want to download the result, my file name should be the same. So image file, image now this image file is our uploader. So image file dot name, we will store the image file name and then my link name. So on the link it should be display download image. You can place download result, and unsafe allow html is equal to true because we are playing with the unsafe html. So that's why. Now that's how you can, if I'm going to click on this button, it will download my image, right? So that's how we can use, we means we have used this bytes io and b64 encode. Now if choice is equal to webcam, yeah, if I'm going to user going to choose webcam here, right? So st.markdown, and we are just given the it might be not work with the Android camera, right? As I told, it is in still research and development. So in a laptop webcam it is working fine, but it is only working, means it is working only on local host. It is not working with the network device because it is using some of the JavaScript into background, and some of the JavaScript are blocked by the internet firewall. So it is not working with the network. It is currently working with the only local host. So it will work here, but it will not work here. Even it will not work into mobile devices because it is in network, right? So we need to call the web streamer key is equal to example, and video transformer factor is equal to video transformer, which is the function we have created into here, right? So from Streamlit WebRTC, import web transformer base and WebRTC streamer. So we need to initialize the class. Okay, just I need to remove this threshold here. Just I need to initialize self.I for the counting people. Then def transform. We need to initialize the frame here, and the same fish detection code we are applying here. And but make sure it should return the original image, right? Because in video we doesn't have to download anything. So just we are playing with the original frames, and at the end it will get the frame here. Key is equal to means you can pass any string here, and video transformer factory, so the frame will be available here. And this is the ready-made component. You don't need to create any user interface here, already done by the developer. You just need to pass the frame here, and it will automatically detect the your video input. Like my input is easy camera for video, and audio input my this default microphone, but I'm not going to start, otherwise it will create a noise between our video. So that's how it is working. So I think I have explained all the things related to the this application, this Streamlit web application. So the most important thing is your logic is clear, right? Face detection everyone knows, but the real thing is that how you can implement it into your web application or it into your real-time product. So that's the main thing. All the people are know how face detection is working, but the real challenge is implement it to your real-time application, right? So as we have created this application with simple, but now we have created one web application, right? So with this URL user can simply upload, even it is deployed. So anyone can with this link, which is free20.herokuweb.com. So everyone will, means everyone can store the result, even everyone can download the image. So your code will be used by thousands of people using this web application, right? So that is the real motive of the programming, right? As a developer, the all thing that I have learned from this my life, means this year of the experience. So that's all for the today video, guys. If you did not get anything, just comment below. like and share this video with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe our Machine Learning Hub YouTube channel. You will get a lots of tutorials in future, but currently actually my laptop has some issues, so I'm going to I'm just sending it to repairing on tomorrow. So maybe I will get the laptop after a week. So maybe in this week I cannot able to create any project or any other video, but my yes, my upcoming videos are movie recommender system using Streamlit, and one another is a music player GUI. So these two videos are pending for now, so I will create it soon and later it upload in I will upload it into my YouTube channel. So I hope guys I have done for the today. So guys, see you in the next one. Until that, keep coding, be safe, and don't forget to subscribe Machine Learning Hub channel. So guys, see you in the next one. So until that, be safe.